Government has signed an agreement with agro-processing industries, One Acre Fund and Western Seed Company to produce, multiply and distribute hybrid maize seeds to farmers in the country. The project is geared towards increasing use of improved seeds and improve productivity.
Usually we need about 3,000 metric tons for improved maize seeds that we usually import from the country, from outside the country. But as you may be aware, we are on a campaign. We have stepped up efforts to increase local seed production. And as of speaking, we have now about 2,000 metric tons that are produced in the country, compared to the 3,000 that we were importing. That represents about 60% already being produced in the country as of speaking now. And the use of improved seeds it has to be mostly local produced because of several reasons that I spoke about earlier. So we highly encourage as government the use of the local production of seeds, and we aim to see more and more of such ventures, huge investments in local seed production, because investments like these, they bring in infrastructure, irrigation, they bring in infrastructure for post-service processing, they bring in cash that is sometimes not readily available to the small-scale farmers to produce more sustainably, to have robust seed system.
The Rwandan government came up with a program about a year ago, 6 months ago, again with a great deal of emphasis on Rwanda being able to become sustainable in producing the seed locally. So we felt that we wanted to be part of this, and we've then therefore made the partnership with API and One Acre Fund to be able to make this happen. And we are really honored that in an environment like Rwanda, where there is good political leadership and where there is a lot of emphasis on private sector driving the economy, to be part of it.
Initially, API has been doing seed multiplication, hybrid seed production, but since we are going to do it at a larger scale, a massive scale, where we want the entire country to rely on us for seed production, we found it important that we find people with similar expertise. We already have the expertise, we have the resources, we have the labor, we have the equipment, we have that is the land, that's the resource that we have the warehousing facilities, but time came when we realized we've been importing the parent seed plant. So we wanted the company that can provide that without hassle. That is why, that's how we came to partner with this seed company, the Eastern Seed Company. And then also we realized that One Acre Fund has been faithful, has been reliable in distribution of inputs, has been reliable in financing farmers, has been also reliable in training farmers on best practices of agriculture. So we realized we need such partners. We need people to come on board with whom we share similar interest, with whom the interest of the Rwandan is at their heart. Because at the end of the day, whatever we do, whatever we venture in, should benefit the Rwandan, should make Rwanda self-reliant in food security, and that is if they have enough inputs, if they have cheap, affordable inputs in the country, within the country. It means at the end of the day we shall achieve the objective of having Rwanda food secure but self-reliantly.
Dependence on imported seeds often results into delayed delivery of seeds to farmers, damage, among other factors that affect productivity. This partnership will be critical to addressing that.
Importing seeds from outside the country, there are delays which you hear from time to time, and sometimes they are brought to the country sometimes when the season they are not catching up with the season, for instance, and they can be deteriorated through the process of importing. And in some cases, you might even bring pathogens, diseases that are not in the country, that are coming from outside the country.
The biggest advantage of having this partnership and having seed being produced in Rwanda is that seed will be available on time, and there is going to be more seed security.
Maize is one of the most popular crops in Rwanda, so the majority of farmers are growing maize, and also we see the highest response to improved seed varieties. So yields can increase significantly with improved genetic material for seeds. Rwanda is a newer market for seed production, but a quite exciting one. The government has put a ton of focus on improving domestic production, so we're excited to be partnering and helping lay the foundation for more domestic maize in the country.
Other than timely delivery, it will also be it's going to be subsidized. It means it will be affordable to the farmer, because other than getting it on time, are you affording it? Because we want the farmers to afford, we want the farmers to grow both economically and socially. So if we bring this venture and the agenda is to ensure that our farmers get the inputs, quality inputs in the meantime, but at affordable price. That is another significant importance of this venture.
Rwanda envisions becoming self-sufficient in domestic seed production by the year 2021, as well as plans to double agriculture productivity under the National Strategy for Transformation. The country is therefore prioritizing use of improved seeds to drive that ambition.
We look forward to having even more, increasing more, as farmers become more and more aware of the importance of improved seeds. As I spoke earlier, we are currently around 50% of our farmers using improved seeds. But in the National Strategy of Transformation, we aim to have at least 75% of farmers using improved seeds within these 6 years. Also in parallel, the use of other inputs like fertilizers. We are around 32 kilogram per hectare. But in our National Strategy of Transformation, we want to have at least 75 kilogram per hectare of use of improved seeds. So use of improved seeds, improved seeds and fertilizers. Use of inputs, improved seeds and fertilizers, they are major drivers of agricultural growth. The increase of productivity is among our top priorities in the country. We should at least double agricultural productivity in the next few years, and this is highly dependent on use of inputs, being mainly improved seeds and fertilizers, but also other major factors of agricultural productivity.
There are definitely rooms for increased yields in Rwanda in pretty much every crop sector, and seeds are a really powerful technology to do that. Every farmer in the country is already planting seeds. By using more impactful seeds and more productive seeds, you take that same behavior and you get a higher yield. So that's why we're really focused on improving seed production.